வணக்கம். கோர்ஸ் கான்செப்ட்ஸ். Negotiation. Negotiation is a dialogue between two or more people or parties intended to reach an understanding and resolve points of difference to gain advantage for an individual or collective or to craft outcomes to satisfy various interests. Negotiation is a strategic process of arriving at an agreement by two or more individuals, teams, or groups. It is defined as an interpersonal decision making process necessary whenever we cannot achieve our objectives single handedly. During a negotiation process, an issue is addressed, a problem is resolved, and a conclusion is derived. Actions are based on what is agreed upon in the negotiation. Having great negotiation skills is a great asset. BATNA, BATNA. BATNA is an acronym that stands for Best Alternative to a Negotiated Agreement. In 1981, this term was originally used by Roger Fisher and William Ury in their book entitled Getting to Yes, Negotiating Without Giving In. It is defined as the most advantageous alternative that a negotiating party can take if negotiations fail and an agreement cannot be made. In other words, a party's BATNA is what party's alternative when negotiations are unsuccessful. BATNA is used as negotiation tactics and needs to be considered before a negotiation takes place. Normally, it is not wise to enter into a serious negotiation without knowing your BATNA. The value of the best alternative to a negotiated agreement is it provides an alternative if negotiations fall through, and it provides negotiating power. It also determines your reservation point, that is, the worst price you are willing to accept. Mesos, multiple equal and simultaneous offers, is a technique used in negotiations. The principle behind meso is to take multiple offers that are mutually equal in one's mind. In meso negotiation, where multiple offers are presented simultaneously at the negotiation table, effective negotiators seek opportunities to create value. By making trade offs across issues, parties can obtain greater value on the issues that are most important to them. By doing this, one can better understand one's partner in a negotiation, his or her interests, expectations, etc. But how can you be sure you are making the right offer during the negotiation? This is a big question. In a issue of negotiation briefing by Howard Victoria, Husted Medved and Adam D. Galinsky of Northwestern University argued that in negotiations involving many issues, you can create a great deal of value by making multiple equal and simultaneous offers, that is, mesos. This Negotiation strategy entails identifying several proposals when you value equally and presenting them to the other side. Knowledge management. Knowledge management is the process of identifying, gathering, storing, evaluating, and sharing of the valuable information that organizations create in their day to day operations. It involves capturing answers to frequently asked questions and documenting them in an easy to understand format like step by step written articles, videos, or images. Managing knowledge effectively means that accurate answers to common questions are easily accessible to both customer support agents and customers. Your team can act consistently with confidence, armed with answers from colleagues who have been there before. There is no need to reinvent the wheel with every customer question. In brief, knowledge management is the collection processes that govern the creation, dissemination, and utilization of knowledge. Now we will see what is knowledge management system. A knowledge management system is a tool used by companies to help organize, document frequently asked questions and other information into easily accessible format for both internal and external customers. Use of knowledge management software can help to keep documentation up to the date, assist customers in finding their own answers, and manage knowledge access and permission across user groups. It is a valuable tool to both small businesses that are just starting out and global enterprises that need to distribute knowledge to a wide variety of audiences. Tacit knowledge. Tacit knowledge can be defined as skills, ideas, and experiences that are possessed by people but are not codified and may not necessarily be easily expressed. With tacit knowledge, people are not often aware of the knowledge they possess or how it can be valuable to others. Effective transfer of tacit knowledge generally requires extensive personal contact, regular interaction, and trust. This kind of knowledge can only be revealed through practice in a particular context and transmitted through social networks. To some extent, it is captured when the knowledge holder joins a network or a community of practice. Tacit knowledge involves learning and skill, but not in a way that can be written down. Tacit knowledge has been described as know how as opposed to know what, that is, facts. Some examples of daily activities and tacit knowledge are riding a bike, playing the piano, driving a car, hitting a nail with hammer, putting together pieces of a complex jigsaw puzzle, and interpreting a complex statistical equation. In brief, tacit knowledge refers the knowledge embedded in individuals. Next, we will see explicit knowledge. Explicit knowledge is the most basic form of knowledge and it is easy to pass along because it is written down and accessible. When data is processed, organized, structured and interpreted, the result is explicit knowledge. Explicit knowledge is easily articulated, recorded, communicated, and most importantly, in the world of knowledge management, stored. Example: company data sheets, white papers, research reports, etc. are all explicit company knowledge. In brief, explicit knowledge refers the knowledge that can get easily articulated, codified, stored, and accessed. Implicit knowledge. Implicit knowledge is the practical application of explicit knowledge. There are likely instances of implicit knowledge all around the organization. For example, consider asking a team member how to perform a task. This could spark a conversation about the range of options to perform the task as well as the potential outcomes, leading to a thoughtful process to determine the best course of action. It is that team members' implicit knowledge that educates the conversation of how to do something and what could happen. Additionally, best practices and skills that are transferable from job to job are examples of implicit knowledge. In brief, implicit knowledge refers the practical application of explicit knowledge. Now, what is the meaning of knowledge management tools? Knowledge management tools are systems designed to help with the sharing of information within an organization, both internally and externally. They are facilitators that ensure information flows are captured and managed to maximize value and application in your business. Tools like knowledge bases and customer relationship management system help to ensure all parties to have access to the critical information they need to perform to their potential. With the right knowledge management tools, you can help your employees deliver more with less and enhance the capabilities of your business. Self development. In simple words, self development means to know yourself and understand your limitations. It basically means to develop your talents and potential, enhance your life quality, and work on things that you perceive as your weakness. A more specific definition for self development is given by Austin. A self development can be defined in general terms as gaining information needed in a person's working life, acquiring new information and skills open to the change, learning for the sake of learning, and maintaining all this knowledge throughout one's life. It is a good definition given by Austin. Self development is taking steps to making better yourself, such as by learning new skills or overcoming bad habits. In brief, it refers developing knowledge, skill, abilities, and working on perceived weakness. Self appraisal. It is a process where the employees review their performance. They even want to reflect on their productivity from the past performance cycle. It helps in figuring out the areas of improvement and what results can actually be used during the appraisal process. Self appraisal is a self evaluation of performance during a specific period at work. Usually does it during annual performance evaluation. An effective self appraisal provides an accurate picture of the professional work and helps to focus on career objectives. It encourages contracting more on goal achievement, skill development, and competency development. Now we will see what is competitive spirit. The general meaning of competitive spirit is it refers combative fighting attitude. Competitive spirit is a powerful single-minded energy which must be channeled in the right direction. Competitive spirit is the individual drive to win, desire to succeed, and be the best. Here, both players were talented, but the one with the most competitive spirit won the match. Those who have competitive spirit are enthusiastic about the competition and often they seek this type of competitive atmosphere in whatever they do. These people are often seen as being very confident and always up for a challenge. Importance of competitive spirit. Mainly two importance. One is career management. Competitive spirit and a desire to achieve will affect one's success in business. Competitive people may make a larger number of sales than peers, work longer hours, encourage creative ideas, and develop quality products and services. It results in companies' well being and success. The second one is respect from others. The competitive spirit of the employee will gain respect from co workers, bosses, friends, acquaintances, and others. Next, we will see the meaning of creativity. It is a phenomenon whereby something new and in some way valuable is created. What are all those things? That may be an idea, a joke, a literary work, painting or musical composition, a solution, an invention, etc. Creativity is the ability to visualize, generates and implements new ideas. Creativity is reaching to innovative solutions, new ideas, and unique concepts through brainstorming, discussions, and healthy communication among employees. Now we will see what is the meaning of innovation. Innovation. It is a process of translating an idea or invention into a good or service that creates value or for which customer will pay. In management, innovation refers the implementation of new ideas, methods, and technologies to better meet the ever evolving requirements of the organization and its workforce. It is about anticipating future needs and circumstances rather than simply finding a response to a changing present situation. What are all the differences between innovation and creativity? Creativity is an act of creating new ideas, imagination, and possibilities. Innovation is the introduction of something new and effective into the market. And in creativity, imaginative process is there. And in innovation, productive process is there. And not quantifiable in creativity, but innovation, it is quantifiable. And creativity is thinking something new, but innovation is introducing something new. And creativity is not much cost, that is no cost, but cost is there in innovation. And no risk in creativity, but innovation is risky. Brainstorming. It was developed by Alex Ashburn. Brainstorming is a group or individual creativity technique by which efforts are made to find a conclusion for a specific problem by gathering a list of ideas spontaneously contributed by its members. Brainstorming is a method of generating ideas and sharing knowledge to solve a particular commercial or technical problem in which participants are encouraged to think without interruption. Brainstorming is a group activity where each participant shares their ideas as soon as they come in mind. At the conclusion of the session, ideas are categorized and ranked for follow on action. Reverse brainstorming. Reverse brainstorming is a technique that builds on our natural ability to more easily see problems than solutions. Instead of asking a group to brainstorm ideas that would work, the group brainstorms all the ways that they could cause a plan to fail. This technique is used because it can be easier to criticize and see gaps in a plan than to outline a strategy for success. Once the group has this list, they can look at the specific examples and come up with ways to achieve the opposite effect. All possible chances of failure occurrence discussed and decision taken under this concept of reverse brainstorming. Synetics. It was developed by William Gordon. Tailor-made team uses the analogy and metaphor. Synetics is an approach to problem solving that focuses on cultivating creative thinking, often among in small groups of individuals with diverse experience and skills. It is used by cross functional teams. This approach can help group members explore problems, retain new, often abstract information, and develop creative solutions by breaking from existing mindsets. It is the study of creative process as applied to the solution of problems by a group of diverse individuals. Now we will see what is the meaning of morphology. Morphology, it is invented by F. Zwicky. It is a process for creating new ideas by analyzing the form and structure of existing ones and changing the relationships of their components. Morphological creativity is not a complicated concept, although it may be used to present complex ideas. The term morphology means the study of form or patterns. It aims to understand the object based on typology and which contains various types of patterns. Morphological analysis facilitates the ideation process by helping to discover new relationships or configurations which may not be so evident or might be overlooked by other. Bionics. In a more specific meaning, it is a creativity technique that tries to use biological prototypes to get ideas for engineering solutions. This approach results in a hybrid system combining biological and engineering parts, which can also be referred as a cybernetic organism. Bionics was firstly coined by the American Major Steele in 1958 and came to use in 1960. Identify the animals and plants have solved similar problems and use it for solving it. That is bionics. Storyboarding. It is a creative technique that often uses stick diagrams to explain a scenario so that the planning for that scenario can be done. Just like brainstorming, this is also mainly employed by groups. Every phase has a critical section in which participants discuss their storyboard under this storyboarding technique. The Delphin method or Delphi technique. It is also known as estimate talk estimate, that is ETE. It is a structured communication technique or method originally developed as a systematic interactive forecasting method which relies on a panel of experts. The experts answer questionnaires in two or more rounds. The technique consists of several rounds of individual and anonymous questions to each expert, followed by group discussions after every round. The latter allows participants to reflect and adjust their opinions. The process is usually repeated until a consensus is achieved, usually ending with three or four iterations, that is, repetitions of rounds. The next one is the nominal group technique. The nominal group technique is defined as a structured method for group brainstorming that encourages contributions from everyone and facilitates quick agreement on the relative importance of issues, problems, or solutions. Team members begin by writing down their ideas, then selecting which idea they feel is best. Here, individuals come up with ideas on their own rather than as a group. Once different ideas are established, they are evaluated, ranked, and agreed upon collectively at the end. Thank you.